Christmas bells ring, ring, swinging my shopping bag, singing.
Hi guys, today's video is in collaboration with Yardie Beauty, and both of us are going to be discussing the 5 most used luxury foundations that we've used this year in our collections. I've known Yardie Beauty almost since I began my channel. When I first started it, it's going to be 2 years in January. I had just started Instagram as well, and I came across, I think, her Instagram page first. I'm not too sure. And then I went and had a look at her YouTube channel. And at that stage, she was doing a live. I think it was every Thursday or Friday night, and she would have someone on there. So I went in to have a look at her live and just said hello. And from that, she subscribed to my channel. Now, when she subscribed to my channel, she already had quite a lot of subscribers. And I think I was only sitting on 10 or 20. So she was really friendly and really supportive to me even from the start. On Yardie's Beauty channel, you will find a whole range of different makeup. She reviews and uses quite a lot of luxury makeup, but she also uses a lot of indie makeup as well and does the most beautiful eye looks. She has a lot of real estate on her eyelids and can do the most amazing looks. So she does those on her YouTube channel, and she also posts them to her Instagram page as well. So somewhere down here while I'm editing this video, something will pop up that will show the handle to Yardie's Instagram page as well. In the description box below to this video, I'll also have the link to the video that Yardie's doing on this subject as well. The other thing with Yardie is not only is she really beautiful and really bubbly, she's had some really trying times over the last year and a half. During the pandemic, her husband got very ill, and it was really touch and go for quite a long time. And I followed what was happening and the updates on her Instagram page. She stopped doing videos for a little while. Every now and then she would do some YouTube videos. So I'd just follow along and see what was happening. And I was always just amazed with the courage and the strength that she had during that time. It was really, really inspiring. So make sure you check out Yardie's video after you have looked at this one. So I have a lot of foundations in my collection, and about 2 months ago I did a video on a foundation declutter, but I still have a lot left. So this video isn't reviewing the top 5 foundations that were released this year. These are the top 5 foundations that I reach for the most and that I've used the most this year. Now, I do try and rotate through my foundations so that they are not wasted, because all the foundations that I've got left after my declutter really are really beautiful foundations. So I really just had to sit and think and decide which ones that I reach for the most. And to help with my decision, I decided to go for ones where if I'm in a rush or I need to go out that day and I don't need to think about it too much or just fuss around with them in any way, those are the ones that I have decided on in the end. So for those of you that haven't seen my other videos, I am 53 years old and I also have really oily skin. It's now summer here in New Zealand, and the last few days have been quite humid. There's been quite a lot of rain, so we've got cloud cover, and that makes it just that little bit more humid. So with the 5 foundations that I've selected, I think there are a couple here that are more geared towards oily skin, but I've also got a couple here that people with oily skin, normal skin, or dry skin can wear as well. So the first foundation is the Chanel, it's the Beiges, the Water Fresh Tint, and this is a beautiful foundation. Those with oily to dry skin can wear this. I think this is an absolutely gorgeous foundation. It has more of a light coverage, and when you first put it on, I always think not much is happening, and then once it's been sitting there for about a minute, it just evens out the complexion. And I know a lot of people talk about your skin but better, and with some foundations that's not quite accurate, but with this one it is. It really just perfects your skin, and you can still see your natural skin through. It's really quite a miraculous type of foundation. I think it is really, really lovely. I can also wear this with my oily skin all year round. I can wear this at its hottest during the summer, through the winter. It's a great year-round foundation. And the second one that I've been reaching for a lot, and this one was released this year, and this is the Guerlain, this is the Parure, this is the Gold Skin Matte Foundation. I don't think that this one has been released in the US just yet. I picked this one up from Selfridges, so it is available in the UK, and it's also now available in New Zealand. This is in the shade 3N. This foundation is just gorgeous. This is fragrance, so if you don't like fragrance in a foundation, you won't like this. But I think this is an absolutely stunning foundation. It also comes out in a glow one as well for those with normal to dry skin. This doesn't have a flat matte. It just leaves a beautiful soft glow, and it just gives a perfected look to the skin. I think this is gorgeous, and although it would look beautiful on all ages, I think that this is really well suited for mature skin. I think it's super flattering, and when I did a review on this and then some people did purchase it, I had 2 or 3 of my subscribers say how much they love it. It's a really beautiful foundation. Now, when I first reviewed this, it was in the cooler months. It might have been towards the end of autumn, maybe the beginning of winter here. So I'm not quite sure how this will wear in the middle of the summer, but I have been reaching for this a lot. I haven't in the last week with the more humid weather, but I will wear it throughout the summer and just let you know how it is with my oily skin. But the finish of this is just absolutely beautiful. And next is the Hourglass. It's the Ambient Soft Glow Foundation. When I did a review on this, I had this in a different shade and it was too light for my skin, but I did love how it looked. When this was finally released in New Zealand, I did pick up the shade and I got 6.5, and I think this works really well. The shade, people that reviewed this initially that had more towards dry skin did think that this was quite a little bit of a drying foundation, and when I saw that I thought, I bet this is going to be perfect for my oily skin, and it is. It's an absolutely beautiful foundation. It has a strong medium finish. It just blends beautifully. It looks beautiful on the skin. This is a foundation where, when I was talking about if I was in a rush that morning and didn't really want to think about a foundation too much, then this one is one that I can put on. If I was even in too much of a rush to powder, I don't have to powder this either. Although if I have the time, I do powder it because it does give just that lovely extra finish. But this is a great foundation. It feels really comfortable on the skin, and I think it's great for oily skin as well. So the fourth one is the Nars. It's the Light Reflecting Foundation, and that was released this year. I got this in Santa Fe. When this was initially released, I wasn't too sure whether it would work for my oily skin. Since it says light reflecting foundation, it made me think that it might be just a bit too much of a glow for my skin. And while it does have a glow, I think it works with my skin really, really beautifully. I've done a couple of Instagram posts where I've worn this, and there's been a couple of videos too where people have asked me what foundation that I'm wearing. It really does look absolutely beautiful. Again, I'm not too sure how this will work with my oily skin in the very middle of summer when it's really, really humid. Although it has been really warm lately, and I did wear this the other day and I thought it wore really beautifully. I do have to powder this, but then I powder with all my foundations except 1 or 2, and if I'm in a rush, but really I do like to powder my foundations anyway. But I don't find that this is a fussy foundation to use at all. It just has a really gorgeous finish. I think it is really flattering on my mature skin, and I really recommend this one. Really beautiful foundation. And last but not least is two foundations, but it's from the same brand, so I've cheated a little bit and gone for two. I wear these a lot. These are a really luxury foundation. They have quite a high price tag, but I think they are worth every cent. And both of these foundations, they work on oily skin, through to normal skin and dry skin as well. There's just something about the way that these are formulated that they just work for all skin types, and they just look absolutely beautiful on the skin. And I'm wearing one of them today. And these are the Prairie. This one is the Skin Caviar Concealer Foundation, and this one is the Cushion Foundation. Both of these are just absolutely gorgeous. And if you ask me to choose between the two, I'm not too sure which one I would choose. Possibly the Cushion. It's maybe a little bit lighter than this foundation, and the Cushion is the one that I'm wearing today. Now, both of these are in the shade. These are in NW30 and these are Honey Beige. Just something about these foundations that just look absolutely beautiful on the skin. I also find with these foundations that I can wear these with my oily skin in the summer as well as the rest of the year. Just absolutely gorgeous. These are quite heavily fragranced, so again, if you don't like fragrance in your foundation, then you won't like these. But I think they just give a really beautiful look to the skin. So this foundation here, this is the liquid one, and this is the one that has the petal in it. And normally how I use this is I just dot it around my face, and then I use either a brush or a beauty blender to put this on. In the summertime, I tend to more use a beauty sponge or a beauty blender, but either a brush or a sponge work absolutely beautifully. It also has a concealer on top. Now there's some people that don't like this concealer. I think it is absolutely beautiful. I just think you have to be very careful how you use it. It's a cream, so a cream concealer can look, if it's applied too thickly, it can look thick as well and cake up a bit. So I apply this just like I apply all my other concealers. I rub some on my finger, and with the warmth of my finger I start in the inner corner and then just tap it out under the rest of my eye, and I think it's really beautiful. It doesn't look heavy during the day. It doesn't settle into my lines and wrinkles, and I really love the concealer, and the foundation is really gorgeous. The cushion is just beautiful. Now I put the cushion on using a beauty blender, and that's how I put on all my cushion foundations. It does have a really lovely mirror inside, and this is what the cushion looks like. Now when you buy this, it does come with a refill as well, and I've actually nearly finished this one, so soon I'll be opening up the refill. And I'm not quite sure why I think that the cushion is any better than this, because no matter which one I use, once I've got it on, I always think my skin just looks really, really lovely. Like I was saying, I think maybe the cushion is just a little bit lighter, and it just gives such a beautiful look to my skin. And I also love it that I can wear these all year round with my oily skin. As I said, these are a little bit more pricey, but I do think that they are worth it. And when I run out of these, I will definitely be buying them again. I just think they are absolutely gorgeous. The other thing that I forgot to mention is when I use the Prairie, the cushion or the liquid foundation, I do use the Prairie. It's the Skin Caviar loose powder. Now you don't need to use this powder with these foundations to make them look beautiful. I am wearing this today, but these foundations, the cushion and the liquid, look beautiful with the other powders that I have. So those are my 5, well 6 if you include both of the Prairie ones, the most used luxury foundations for 2022. I really love them all. They're just such beautiful foundations, and there were so many released this year. It really was that year for foundations, and these are the ones that I reach for the most. But the other ones that I have in my drawer, and really I had a hard time deciding, because Chanel have some lovely ones too, and Dior has beautiful foundations as well. But in the end, the decision came down to which ones have I been reaching for the most this year, and these are the ones that ended up in my top 5. So if any of you have questions about these foundations or primers that I put underneath, or the different powders that I use, I'm more than happy to answer your questions. So just leave a comment below. And don't forget to check out Yadi's video as well on what she's using for her top 5 luxury foundations this year. I don't know what she's chosen, so I'm dying to go and have a look and see what her 5 picks are. And as I mentioned before, the link to her video will be in my description box below. So that's it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you next time. Bye.